Hello there. Do you like fishing? How about frigid temperatures and dangerous foes? If so, we have just the right place for you. Welcome back to the iceberg. It's not the safest place to live, but our friend Icecubone has been doing just fine on his own. However, there's now a wanderer that wants to join, a corporate spy named Flossie. Will we let her in? Sure, why not? Let's see what they're all about. And now that Flossie has joined, she wants us to come up with a name for our faction. Our faction will be called the Frozen Fishers, and our settlement name will be Frostbiteberg. Yeah, that sounds cool enough. Or cold enough, I should say. And here comes Flossie now. She's a kind, fast learner who is incapable of violence. That's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not horrible either. We can definitely work around that. She has good baseline stats in most things, but she's an obvious standout in the social skills. My god, it's insane. Hopefully she can work out here. Oh, and she's a high mate. I've never actually played with one of those colonists before, so this will be an interesting new experience. She's been here for less than a minute and already she's taking care of Icecubone. Isn't that nice? And look, they're sleeping next to each other for warmth. Ah, how sweet. That tattoo she has on her face makes her look like an alien with many eyes. It's pretty cool, but kind of creepy too. Even out here, floating on the ice, you can still find a friend. There really is someone for everyone. Actually, more than friends. Icecubone told Flossie a story about helping the poor. And she became aroused. Oh, that's such a good pickup line. Talking about how you worked in the soup kitchen. It makes me nervous that they're falling for each other so quickly. I think many of us have been down this road before. When love flares up this fast, it usually doesn't end very well. And our luck keeps getting better. Some sheep have randomly joined us. I don't know what a flock of sheep are doing out here, but they'll act as some prolonged food at least. And since Flossie is a high mate, she has formed a psychic bond with Icecubone. That's neat. If one dies, the other will be driven into madness. So we'll need to make sure they both don't die. That won't be too hard, out here in such a bountiful and safe land. And already Flossie has begun to learn the art of fishing, and she caught a fedora. And Icecubone put the fedora on immediately, and I must say, he looks rather dapper. He went from a wild-looking man to a distinguished gentleman, with just a simple hat. Make sure you're taking notes, fellas. So some of the sheep have started wandering away, and we can't build a pen just yet, so we're going to have to put a few of them down. We can't have the food running out on us. There's one sheep left, and it fits right in. It drinks liquor like the rest of us. I'm actually tempted to give it a name, but I won't do so because I don't want to be getting attached. Everyone knows what happens when you name your pets in Rimworld. With Jugas nearing its end, the weather's going to plummet soon. There's enough steel and wood lying around to make a makeshift structure, so that's what we'll do. And gifts have rained down from the heavens. A cluster of cargo pods have crashed down nearby. They're full of watercress. It's a very random thing to crash down. It's not the most filling food, but another free meal. A group of traders from the Red Cliff settlement is approaching from the west. They seem to like it out there, so we'll send Flossie over to have a chat. We'll sell them some of our alcohol and clothes, and in return we'll buy a couple of packaged survival meals. Since they don't have enough money, we'll get shorted by 4 silver, but we'll just consider that a tip. They did swim all the way out here after all. And with our shelter being complete, we have now achieved 2 of our 3 primary goals. We have a good stockpile of food, and some shelter. It might be a cramped fishing hut, but it's our cramped fishing hut. We've also been catching all sorts of interesting condiments and other thingamabobs, like digestible resurrector nanites. Some might consider this wasteful, but I'm going to have them build a campfire. We're not needing the warmth at the moment, but a lot of our food is about to deteriorate. I hate using the wood like this, but we just can't afford to lose the food. Being that it's such a confined space, we're going to have to keep the door open, otherwise we will suffer from heat stroke while it's freezing outside, and that would just be embarrassing. Ah yes, the comforting glow of a cozy campfire. Never have I known such peace than when I was sheltered in the bosom of a warm fishing hut, with the very spark of life itself guarding the door. I'm going to give them a lot of meals to make. We'll have to see how much they can cook before the fire goes out. It's kind of like a survival challenge within another survival challenge. Oh, and fantastic news. Marriage is on. These two lovebirds are moving very fast, and they're truly obsessed with each other. Their moods are so high that neither of them ever get near a mental break. So as long as they can just both stay alive, they'll probably be happy forever. Icecubone is going to celebrate his engagement with a hunt. It just so happens that a snow hare has wandered in. We could use the SMG here, but that wouldn't make him very brave now, would it? Who needs a gun when you have a wooden spear? Get in there, Icecubone. Show him what you're made of. Come on, man. You're getting beat by a bunny. There we go. It's over. Wow, that little monster bit all 4 of his limbs. Honestly, I'm more impressed than anything. I'm starting to have my doubts about his solid professional skill in melee. And of course, there's another raid by the Blight Wasters. This time it's Damp Rokeman. She has decent melee skill and an axe. Now since Flossie can't fight, that means this one falls on Icecubone's shoulders. We'll let him rest as long as possible since his vicious battle against the snow hare. And here comes Damp, beginning their assault. I was planning on having them come to us, but Flossie snuck off to go haul the hare, so now she's potentially cornered in the northeast. I'm going to have Icecubone equip the SMG this time, and send him up there to hopefully pull the raiders' attention back to him. Good, good. The raiders attacking Icecubone instead. That's exactly what we needed. So now we'll just fire at them from here. Icecubone is a half-decent shot, so we should land a few good hits. Ooh, that was a great volley there. Good, alright, so now we'll just continue going south, and we did get hit. Not good. Hopefully it's not a serious wound. Just keep running, Icecubone. That's it. Looks like we just got a cut on the arm, so that's not too bad. They are badly hurt, and now they will be dead in 14 hours, but we'll try to finish this one even sooner. Let's go ahead and take another few shots here, and we'll just shoot a little bit more. And there it is. Good job, men. I think he's a better shot than he is a melee fighter, even though his passion clearly lies in hand-to-hand combat. She has a couple of poor items on her and a skirt. Nothing that really stands out, but that giant spider silk button-down shirt does kind of sound nice. We'll be taking those clothes, and Icecubone is healing himself above her. Like he's teasing her with being able to mend his own wounds. It's a weird flex, man, but alright. We received a quest for forced weather, which is fine, it's just fog. Now we can receive a gene pack and a masterwork folder, which is quite good. But I think for right now, the recurve bow and nerve stopper will be much more valuable. With the start of September, the magical enchantment on our fishing pole has begun to wane. Now we'll only catch special items half the time. This will hinder our progress in obtaining building materials like wood and steel, but it will provide us with actual fish to eat, securing us a sustainable food source. No longer will we have to rely on just liquor and whatever random food we catch. Flossie's going to crack open a beer to start the new day. And some majestic thrumbos have wandered in. We'll need to keep an eye on them. They'll likely go after our food if they're out here long enough. And some slavers from the coalition of Enlenis have arrived. One of them is Flossie's brother, Glasses. That's odd. She didn't mention her brother was a slaver before they started dating. Then again, how does one bring up that subject at dinner? So do you know what my brother does? Now this series of events does present us with a rare opportunity. What if we can use the slavers to kill the thrumbos? That will provide us with a lot of meals. Let's equip that masterwork bow and send Icecubone out to start things off. And there we go. Finally got a hit in, and now it's mad. Run, Icecubone. Run, men. Help us, please. Please somebody help us. Are you not seeing this? How is this a normal sight for you guys? Okay, we're actually in serious danger. They're not helping yet. Let's just weave through this crowd of slavers in hopes of something happening. Finally, the reinforcements have arrived. He managed to escape with just a few scratches, but he's still going to be dead in 5 hours, since those scratches came from a gigantic horn. We'll force Icecubone to rest out here. Flossie will come out here to tend to him. Just dodge that gunfire, Flossie. You're doing great. For someone who doesn't believe in violence, she often finds herself in the middle of it. this thrumbo is just tearing through them. They're chucking grenades at it and everything. This is insane. If it kills a few more of them, then we still might be in danger. Okay, run. Just run. Back into the fishing hut. It can't find us in there. Finally, the monster has been slain. Look at all this carnage. There's just gore everywhere. Due to the chaos, Icecubone now only has 3 hours to live, so we'll have Flossie tend to him immediately. And she's doing a good enough job with her mending, and he'll survive. That's great, because if either one of them die, the other will go insane, and this playthrough will just probably end that way. What a sad, sad way to end. The slaver caravan has run away, and honestly, who can blame them? I should have traded with them before attacking the thrumbo. Ah well, at least we got a big meal out of it. One of the slavers is down over here to the west. Oddly enough, it's Flossie's brother Glasses. I forgot all about him. He only has 2 hours left to live. Go, Flossie. Go save your brother. She might not get here in time. Okay, she arrived with less than an hour to go. Let's see if she can pull off a miracle and save her brother. And she did it. She's like a field surgeon in the middle of a war zone. Great job, Flossie. You showed that you can handle yourself under pressure. We need that here. This colony desperately needs that. She'll set him outside of the house to rest. His clothes are good enough to where he'll stay warm out here for quite some time, actually. And now an 11-year-old child named Kat wants to join us as well. We really don't have the time to babysit, but it would be horrible and bum them out if they turned a child away. I guess we'll let her in for now. If she ends up being a terrible colonist, we can just send her out for a nice swim. And here's little Kat. She's finally arrived. Why she's out here is anyone's guess. So let's take a look at her stats. She's a cat person. Kat the cat person. It's perfect. It's moments like these that brings out my love for this game. She can actually make for a really good colonist later on, once we get more established. Her age will probably scale alongside our faction's progress too. Already she's put on a hat, and she's burying a dead person for us. Talk about showing initiative. She's going to fit right in. Welcome to your new home, little one. Thankfully, she already has some warm gear on, so she's protected up to, or down to I guess I should say, -40 degrees. And she has a machine pistol. While the adults rest, the kid will continue burying the dead people for them. Since we're a tribal colony, we don't have access to any furniture, really, so we need to make a research spot, which is quite slow. I'm still not sure what to research first. On one hand, stone cutting would be a good idea, so we can start making use of all these ice chunks lying around. But on the other hand, researching basic furniture would give us the ability to make a stone cutting bench, so that seems to be the better option. Even though it's late at night, the sun is shining brightly. This must be the famous midnight sun I've heard so much about. We could take advantage of this one day with a solar panel, if we even make it that far, that is. We're about 17 days into our venture, and our wealth currently sits at 17,154 silver. So we're averaging about 1,000 silver per day. That's a pretty great way to run a business, however it's a very risky trajectory. Hopefully the raids will remain tame until we can at least get some defenses up. A group of Arctic wolves is migrating through the area. They look like such majestic and noble beasts when they're not trying to rip your throat out. Goodbye, wolves. Goodbye. May you find safe passage across the ice and feast on many raiders. The last few days have been quiet, and we've occupied ourselves through nature running and studying. I've rearranged our drug policies a bit to include many of the liquors and other drinks that we're fishing up, and already the group is taking full advantage of it. Flossie usually starts her day off with an energy drink, and Icecubone typically starts his with an entire bottle of whiskey. We finally finished researching basic furniture, but it turns out I was completely wrong about the stonecutter's table. That's actually unlocked through researching stone cutting. Yes, that makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. Well, that's going to put us behind a few days in terms of research, but at least we can make a stool now. Some more sheep have joined us. They're a special variant called silver sheep. From what I can tell, they seem to be nearly identical to their regular counterparts, but these ones are usually found underground And it gave us a leather called glacial leather, which seems to be much better at protecting against the cold. I'll gladly accept these sheep into our stomachs. I mean, settlement. Yeah. To arms, people. We're being raided again. This time by a new group called Gaselig. Or Gassilig? One of those. It's a Neanderthal, so we'll need to keep our distance. They tend to excel at melee combat. Oh, and this one has a Devil Strand lasso. Icecubone's going to go out with his bow, and we're sending Cat out with him. It might seem irresponsible of us to put a child in harm's way, but think of it more as on-the-job training. She needs to learn that people like Panther over here aren't going to pity her just because she's a kid. There they go, out onto the iceberg. Good luck, friends. They're building such a nice bond. Okay, we need to play this smart. We can't risk getting into range of his lasso, or he will probably destroy us. We'll need to flank them a bit, and there, now we can open fire. We landed one good shot. Okay, now let's run back. Good, good. Since the raider is waiting to attack, they're not ready to charge in after us just yet. So let's just keep abusing the AI here and doing a little bit of back and forth. Oh nice, and Cat's shooting is now level 2. See that? She's learning so much already. Panther isn't doing too well. He has a bunch of stab wounds from all the arrows that we've launched into his body, plus he's suffering from a bit of hypothermia. Oh, and he has a peg leg. This is a great combination of horrible things to happen to him. We could probably walk away now and just let nature handle the rest of this, but that wouldn't be very brave of Icecubone. So I'll let him finish the job here. Cat needs to learn that when you commit to something, even something as grisly as this, you need to see it through to the end. No half measures. And here comes Panther, finally beginning his assault, though I think he has more blood on the ice than in his body. Let's just keep kiting him along for a bit. Alright, they just keep whiffing their shots now. We must have gotten pretty lucky there early on. If anything, they're both getting in some great shooting practice. I love how Panther just keeps chugging forward. He's so dumb, yet so determined. You really have to respect that. Finally, we brought the big man down. And thank you for your donation. And thank you for your donation of time. You are the fire that warms my fishing hut. This is where we're going to end today, but there's a new episode dropping in just a few short days, so stay tuned for more. As always, I'm Lore Harbor, and I'll see you on the next one.